One more time. One more time. Howie Lindsay.
I cannot stop laughing. I have seen that 30 times. It cracks me up every time, Howie.
It is so embarrassing. when I am super famous, worldwide superstar, they're going to pull that clip up.
Oh, that'll keep you from being worldwide superstar. That's it. It's
so
over for you, brother. Hey, we'll explain why Howie was in Lexington leading cat cheers in just a bit. But say hello to Darrell Bird of the Catspaws, will you?
I appreciate it. I got to watch this again. He was awfully good at that. That wasn't the first time he has led that cheer. I think he does that at home in his privacy. I think he's doing the cat cheer at night. He was too well versed in that.
Now here's the newest Kentucky fan.
Before I grew up and knew better, I rooted for Kentucky. Way back when, went to the 96 Final Four. No, it was a great event, but I am red through and through. I've thawed out,
question.
And boy, it took a while for the cards to thaw out on Saturday as well. I thought for sure after that kind of humiliation, leading the Cats cheers, that I would have to deal with the humiliation of a DePaul loss as well.
Oh, that'd been awful. That would have been too much. Hey, getting ready to jump into our lightning round. Our lightning round is brought to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety. In today's episode, we're going to be talking basketball. And they remind you, our friends at Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, to click it or ticket. Who's hot at the University of Kentucky is Kyle Wiltjer. The freshman came on, made 5 of his 6 shots, including 3 of 4 three-pointers, had 13 points, a couple of rebounds, and respect from both coaches.
I thought Whittier came in, I'm probably not saying his name right, but Kyle, I thought he came in and really was a big key for settling them down. Then all of a sudden, other guys stepped up and made shots.
Kyle played great today. He was outstanding. And the reason we had a lead at halftime was because of Kyle Wiltjer. In the middle of the zone, he made shots, he defended well, he took a charge. I mean, he played well today. And it just shows you what I keep saying. We really probably have 7 starters. He plays different, he stretches the defense, he's pretty good. So, it gave Kyle a chance to step up and play, and he played well.
He played super. Can you imagine being an SEC opposing coach or another coach out there in the country, and you're already having enough trouble figuring out how am I going to stop 6 players when I only have 5? Now you throw in 7. Are you kidding me? This guy comes out of nowhere to do this. It was interesting. Earlier in the week, John Calipari was talking about Wiltjer, and he said when his lower body strength gets better, he's going to be one of the best players in the country, and he'll have that by this time next year. But who believes that Kyle Wiltjer, a number 7 player, is the one who settles down your team when Anthony Davis goes out? It was amazing.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Darrell. Seeing that highlight made me think, seeing him up there in the middle, that high post, if Kentucky does play a Syracuse with that 2-3 zone, is Kyle Wiltjer one of the guys that can come in and float and play in the top of that zone?
What we got to watch now is to find out, was this a one-game uprising and he goes back to his normal minutes, or does he keep going from here? And we'll see. Let's see how it plays out. But if not, Marcus Teague is perfectly capable of going inside that zone and doing his magic too.
Well, top for the University of Louisville is the fact the Cards went on the road to Chicago and practically played a home game. They packed out that arena up in Chicago, and Rick Pitino says if you were there, this wins for you.
This was not going to be a Providence game for us because there's too much at stake. We had to have it, and we're really, really appreciative of 60 busloads of people, from the churches that got together and gave us a big lift. They wouldn't let us at any point let up, and that was a big lift for us.
This is the annual trip for the West End up to Chicago, and what a trip it was. I mean, they were treated to a fantastically, inspiring game. Huge comeback, 17 points, and they inspired the comeback. And look at this crowd. That is all Louisville fans. I mean, all the DePaul folks had already left. That is a huge Louisville crowd. And Rick Pitino was just glowing about Louisville fans after this game, how many of them that were there. More than half the crowd was Louisville fans. That's really impressive.
Way to go, Cards fans. Well, what's not hot at Kentucky, you would have thought, would have been the Cats without Anthony Davis. The freshman got into foul trouble in that Ole Miss game. Now, this for him is a bad game. 25 minutes, 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 blocks.
Anthony Davis at the rim, and for him it was a very pedestrian game, but he is such a difference maker. It just changes the way that you try to attack him, and when you tell your guys to attack, it changes the way in which they do attack because they know he's lurking. His length is incredible, and he just makes such a difference defensively.
if Anthony's out, then who's going to block shots? Somebody in there better. Or Kyle better take charge.
For those fans out there who want Kentucky to finish out the year without losing another game, you may be getting your wish, because last week we saw how will UK handle a really tough road game where the team is physical and really punches them in the mouth. Vanderbilt did, and they still won. How's UK going to do if Anthony Davis gets in early foul trouble? They prevailed just fine and ended up winning the game going away. You learned another lesson without having to take a loss. Ole Miss played a really nice game, and there are some holes there, and Calipari's going to use this tape to say, all right, Anthony's not out there. These are the issues. How are we going to fix it? But they were able to survive that without taking the L.
Who's not hot is that Louisville defense. Those Cards got down by 17 points to lowly DePaul because they did not get back on defense in the first half.
We weren't getting out on their shooters, and Shane wasn't getting out. He was having a difficult time. He also wasn't getting back. This was really, a defense really broke down because of transition. In the first half, they scored 20 of their 42 points on the break. They were 9 for 11 because we weren't getting back. And in the second half, they were, including overtime, 1 for 3.
They just ran Louisville up and down the court in that first half. It looked like that Louisville took a while to wake up. I mean, it really did. They beat Louisville up and down the court. Gorgie Zhang wasn't there. Shane Bohannon was slowed by flu and other things. I don't know. He just wasn't getting down the court fast enough, and it took a while for Louisville to figure it out. At one point, they were down 34-17 before they finally woke up, came all the way back from 17 points down to win.
Any hangover from the close loss to Syracuse?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, too, that game means so much to Rick Pitino and really to Louisville. They take such pride in beating them 6 straight times that I think it was such a heartbreaker for them that it just... and after that, they had, 5 days off, 6 days off, and I think they were still thinking about it.
Well, that would have been awful to lose DePaul after playing Syracuse that tight. The buzz was Darius Miller's dunk. Earlier this year against St. John's, he absolutely did an unbelievable windmill tomahawk number. And against Ole Miss this past weekend, he gave us one of the nastiest dunks we've ever seen.
You know it was nasty when you threw it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was front row for it again. I mean, I just think that's the thing. Wait till Terrence is there and then dunk it.
Well, I think the dunk is one of the biggest plays I've seen him make. My point is, if you can do that, why don't you do that all the time? Why isn't that you?
Yeah, I kind of set myself up, but now, now when I don't dunk, Coach Cal's gonna be all over me. So.
Yeah, I should probably just shut up and just let this one run. Oh, wow. Absolutely. I asked him about, when did he know, here it comes. He said, I have no idea. It happened so fast I wasn't even thinking about it. Then the question came, well, what did you say afterwards? Because you're screaming. He said, I have no idea. I was probably screaming nothing. But he did right. He was joking. He said, now it's a lose-lose because I've done it once. I got to do it again. Coach Cal's going to expect it. He has that kind of ability. And it's frustrating for fans. Why don't we see that every single game? That was impressive.
I don't know what shook me up more, seeing Howie lead the cheers or seeing that dunk. It was wow. It's been a heck of a weekend everywhere. Well, the buzz for Louisville is Kyle Kuric, who proved on that road trip to DePaul that he can still be effective and a big part of winning without shooting from Kyle's corner.
Second half, he was all over the place and gave great effort. And you notice, like a lot of guys are penetrating and they're getting the tips in the corner or the steals in the corner. They're not giving Kyle the shot. So we started running more options where he doesn't have to be in the corner. He can get out there.
Richard Pitino after the game had a great point. He doesn't think that Kyle Kuric understands how dangerous he can be. And that teams really fear Kyle Kuric, not just because he can light it up from outside in that corner, but also because he offensive rebounds extremely effectively. He can come off screens effectively all around the three-point line. He gets into the lane effectively when he wants to. I just don't think he realizes it all the time. He could be a very dangerous player for Louisville down the stretch, and I hope that this gives him confidence to do that.
And I think confidence is something he was lacking. I noticed in the Syracuse game the other night, Howie, he hit a three, and the reaction I saw on his face was more of relief than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs to hit a shot really early in the game. Once he does that, he's a much better player. And if he gets one of those early in the game, he could go off for 25 points.
Yeah. It's amazing watching that huge comeback, 17 points down. From a Kentucky's perspective, I felt like I was watching the Mardi Gras Miracle, and Walter McCarty is dropping threes in front of the bench, hitting those three after three after three right in front of Pitino and running right by him. It's pretty amazing. the comparison.
Let me show you this post from our Red and Blue Review Facebook fan followers. Brian Sanders says, overtime with DePaul? Are you kidding me? Is this what's become of Pitino, the Kentucky effect? It's brought to you by Ken Towery Auto Care.
Yeah, I've got to laugh at the Kentucky fans that are already to bury Rick Pitino to any sign of trouble. After the Syracuse game, they're like, oh, you know, this is the end of Louisville season. After the DePaul game, after the Providence game, I think what you saw at this DePaul game, it was terrible that they got down by that much. But it was so different than the Providence game. This could have turned into another 30-point loss.
Yeah.
And Providence is just as bad as DePaul. What you saw is a different Louisville team with a different mindset. They came all the way back and won it.
Hey, go ahead, Darryl.
I said the two things I would say about it: enjoy what Kentucky's doing if you're a Kentucky fan. Leave Louisville out of it. And did you see the mock draft out of Indianapolis? UK a 1 seed, UK a 4 seed, same bracket. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Hey, let's take a look at what you could win by going to Ken Towery Auto Care's Facebook page. It is a 3-night stay in Nolans for the SEC tournament. Go to their Facebook page. You can sign up right there. It is a fantastic trip, and you're going to have to hurry because the SEC tournament is coming up here in just a couple of weeks.
Cal, put them up as Marriott?
How about that?
I'm going to register.
Yeah. Coach Cal turned 53 last week, but he was celebrating the big 5-0 over the weekend. We'll have that after Darryl tells us about the Cat's Paws edition.
Absolutely. The gold standard is the cover. Another sneak peek before it's actually on the street. The gold standard being 50 wins. Darius Miller's been there for every single one of them. 641-3302. Get a subscription right on your way.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Explorer or F-150. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford, on the Waterson at Poplar Level Road.
If you're like me, you're dreading the thought of higher energy costs this season. That's why I call my friends at Doug Jones Home Improvement, who's been doing quality work at a fair price for over 40 years. Doug Jones Home Improvement offers maintenance-free replacement windows, insulated vinyl siding, and airtight entry doors. They're priced fairly with no high-pressure sales tactics or hidden fees. Doug Jones Home Improvement prides itself on keeping the weather outside while keeping you comfortable inside.
For a free estimate, call us at 366-0291.
When you need a truck, Bachman Chevrolet is your truck headquarters. I'm Teresa Bachman. Even during our construction, we have more trucks than any other dealer. Silverado, Colorado, Tahoe, or Suburban, Bachman is your #1 Chevrolet truck dealer. Nobody beats Bachman's price or selection on any Chevrolet, including Traverse and Equinox. Chevrolet has what you need, and Bachman Chevrolet has what you want. Bachman makes the difference.
Bachman makes a difference.
When you visit Kentucky and savor some of its unique experiences, you'll be surprised by how much your vacation really comes to life. To plan your Kentucky vacation, call today or visit KentuckyTourism.com.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card is available now. Play 8 great courses for one amazing price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. Hurry, they won't last long.
Andy, this was their 50th straight at home. As a business.
Do I get a button for that or something? Consolation prize? But I'm going to part a few of them.
Ole Miss coach Andy Kennedy said part of those 50 wins, he was a big part of, probably bigger than he wanted to be. Welcome back to Red and Blue. Our topics in our Game Time storyline: 50th win, no quit cards, 3-point shooting, and the Big East. Just a few days after Cal turned 53, his winning streak for the Cats at home turned to 50.
Well, it's the first I thought of it. It is 50. That's a lot of games. I made an executive decision with the radio group outside, the 9,000 people that stay after. If we lose, I do not sign one ball. So you guys better cheer your guts out for us to win. If I walk in there after an L, no balls get signed. So now I'll be out there and signing 200 basketballs before I leave the building.
And more than that, I was out there afterwards. It was pretty incredible, the number of people who stay after basketball games to watch him. 50 is impressive. Darius Miller's been a part of every one. And the footnote, you win the bar bet, game number 1 at Memorial Coliseum during the NIT during Billy Gillespie's last season. Ooh. That started the 50 in a row. And Cal, 49-0 at home during his UK career. That's impressive.
One of the criticisms that Louisville had, and justifiably, I think, after that Providence loss was the Cards quit. But at DePaul yesterday, Rick and Kyle both say the Cards had no quit in them.
The similarities were Peyton's on the bench and Corky's on the bench. You know, that's so I said, I just told the guys, look, it can't be Providence. We got to play with those guys on the bench. And we did. We knew that was going to be a one-game situation. We could have lost, but we weren't going to quit.
It's great for our team just to realize that we can't come back like that. We learned from in the past how to do it, but I mean, we got to stop getting down that much, especially on the road, come tournament time, and we'll just continue moving forward.
You'd love for your team to go up to DePaul and win by 40 and just win going away. But if they're not going to do that, you'd love for them to show some toughness and growth. And Louisville showed both those things. I mean, this was a tough team to come back from 17 down, and growth in that when the same thing happened with foul trouble to Siva and Gorgie on the road at Providence, Louisville just folded. And the same thing happened against DePaul. Louisville, pulled themselves up by the bootstraps. Kyle Curritt, Chris Smith, Russ Smith pulled Louisville through, even without Shane Bohannon. From that standpoint, it's tough. I understand what people are going to say when they hear me say this, that it was a good win because of that. DePaul's never going to be a good win, right? But it was a good win that they showed those things during the win.
A good win is always better than a good loss,
That's exactly
no matter
right.
how you put it. Well, I know Kentucky fans are feeling really good about their three-point shooting after the display they put on against Ole Miss, but let's be honest, everybody shoots great against Ole Miss. Last two teams, Kentucky and Vandy, have shot a combined 60% three-pointers against Ole Miss.
During the last two games, we were just figuring it out. Teams are 22 for 37 from three against us, and boy, that's tough.
I've got a terrific three-point shooting team. I really do. But we just don't take a whole lot of threes because we don't have to. I like threes. I love dunks.
Basically, Calipari's message in this point is that's what Ole Miss was giving them. They packed it in. They were going to take away the lob to Anthony Davis. They were going to try to shut down the inside game, beat us from the outside. They knocked down 10 three-pointers. It's clear Darius Miller and Deron Lamb have figured out whatever minor little shooting slump they had midway through the season. Lamb has been on fire of late. And he says, if I'm open, I think it's going down. And so far, he's right. Now, again, we come back to the beginning of the show. If you're an opposing coach, oh, for crying out loud. They're going to start hitting every three-pointer they throw up to. That's the way things are going.
And for Louisville, Rick Pitino said Saturday's overtime win against DePaul shows just how much tougher his life is in the Big East than the old Conference USA.
You know, when we were in Conference USA, you could sort of pinpoint who you thought you could beat. In the Big East, you just can't do that. You know, you really can't. You have no idea when you're playing. If a team plays, this team has a lot of talent. So they're not playing down. And in the Big East, because every game's on television, people don't get down. So you got to give so much credit to DePaul for playing as hard as they've played. And this victory really doesn't matter when it was overtime. We had to fight back to get it, and we fought back and did a lot of good things.
I will agree with Coach Pitino that there's a huge difference between Big East and Conference USA, definitely. Point of order, Coach. DePaul was in the Conference USA. And they were one of those teams that you penciled in as a win. So, yeah, I understand the point that he's trying to make, that it is tougher every single night out in the Big East, but probably after the DePaul win was not the one. Don't pick South Florida either, because they were in both leagues too.
Yeah. And when we come back, we'll see why Howie opened this show leading cheers for life on Planet Blue. But as we head to the break, Howie's going to tell us about CardinalSports.com.
For all your Louisville news, all your recruiting news, everything that you need to know about Louisville, check out CardinalSports.com. We've got video from the Cardinal comeback up there at DePaul. We've got post-game press conference stuff. We've got recruiting news, football stuff, videos of all these top recruits in the state of Kentucky. Check it out, CardinalSports.com.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card is available now. Play 8 great courses for one amazing price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. Hurry, they won't last long.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Edge or Explorer. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
If you're like me, you're dreading the thought of higher energy costs this season. That's why I call my friends at Doug Jones Home Improvement, who's been doing quality work at a fair price for over 40 years. Doug Jones Home Improvement offers maintenance-free replacement windows, insulated vinyl siding, and airtight entry doors. They're priced fairly with no high-pressure sales tactics or hidden fees. Doug Jones Home Improvement prides itself on keeping the weather outside while keeping you comfortable inside.
For a free estimate, call us at 366-0291.
When you visit Kentucky and savor some of its unique experiences, you'll be surprised by how much your vacation really comes to life. To plan your Kentucky vacation, call today or visit KentuckyTourism.com.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, the Falls Golf Resort, the Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.
Our difference makers this week are these guys, Daryl and Howie, who have joined literally thousands of people all across Kentucky in the last month to help raise funds for Special Olympics Kentucky. These guys were brave enough to jump in the icy water. Howie even doing it on Lexington's home turf, UK's home turf. and you're about to see what these two guys went through. There was a bet, as you know, between these two guys who could raise more money for Special Olympics. Daryl won the bet. That meant Howie was the first guy to hit that freezing water.
Howie has some punishment. We think it's only fitting, Mr. Lindsay. I'm going to need the help from all the UK fans out there because Howie is going to lead us twice in a cheer of C-A-T-S. Cats. One more time. One more time. Howie Lindsay. All right, we're going to count it down. Greg Hensley is going to throw in our man Howie Lindsay. Let's count it down. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Splash! Woo-hoo! Thank you, brother. Ready? Count it down, Daryl. C-A-T. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
How was it, Dale? A whole lot colder than you think it would be. Oh my gosh. Bad idea, Ben.
That was really, really cold. I thought it would be like 50 degrees like outside. It's freezing in there.
We got to teach the U of L fan count CATS. Thanks, you went early.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now, Daryl, were you at all ready when you actually got shot?
Are you kidding me? No. And the good thing is we were so busy with CATS and auctioning off, raised another $100 for Special Olympics just by auctioning off the chance to shove people in. I didn't stop to realize, oh yeah, that water's cold. And when you first hit the water, it's the shock of, she didn't wait till the end. And when you hit the bottom of the pool, you go, holy cow, this is cold. You were numb, instantly numb. It was amazing.
Now, Howie, what surprised me is, we started the whole thing out, a couple of folks, you guys actually came up with the idea, we'll auction off, people get a chance to shove you guys in.
Right.
I was surprised how many Louisville fans were there.
There was a good CARDS cheer. It was good. It was good to hear that. And we got somebody to push Daryl in. It's funny that she was actually a Cats fan, but the chance, and I can sympathize with her, the chance to push Daryl in is worth $60.
The thing that broke my heart is Gary's up there saying, do I hear 50 for Howie? And she says, I'll give you 60 to push Daryl.
Yes.
What? What did I do?
Now, have you gotten any flack over leading the Cats?
I have got on Facebook and, of course, on the website. We've got some flack there. It's for a good cause, folks. I wouldn't do it any other way.
Yeah, and the good cause, you can still participate. If you'd like to donate, you saw what these guys did for Special Olympics Kentucky. Please go to our website, SOKY.org, click on the red and blue Polar Plunge Challenge and make a donation to these two guys to help out Special Olympics Kentucky. See you next week on Red and Blue.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Edge or Explorer. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, the Falls Golf Resort, the Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.